I own a video production and a photography production business. I started that in 2013 because I never saw myself in this situation, especially coming from the background that I came from. You know, being a young black male in America, that's a tough task in itself. I'm from Southeast San Diego, which is, you could say, our inner city of the city of San Diego. I grew up in the community of Lincoln Park. I say like 9th, 10th grade, you know, me and my mother was having a serious disconnect. She was heavy on drugs. So my mom kind of just gave up hope. And so, you know, we don't have, my father's not in the household. It's just her, me, and my sister. We're doing really, really bad as a family. She's doing bad on a personal level. Like I said, I'm in a disconnect. I'm growing up in a world where I'm pretty much teaching myself how to be a man. And, you know, the things, and the people who are teaching me this are in the streets. You know, all of my uncles, I got aunties, all my cousins are all from gangs. I ended up joining the gang too. My first funeral, I was in like the 5th grade maybe. I've been going to them religiously since then. And a lot of it's due to gang violence. I literally just got tired of it. I stopped coming around. I started hanging out with my friends from school more because I just felt like they were doing funner things. It was like me seeing my past, the things that happened, and I'm like, do I want that for myself? No, obviously I don't. I want to do something better. And it was a struggle. The transition was a real struggle for a good, I would say actually until I found the video. City College has helped me a lot with Bob Sly, Cy Cook and Baker. Those two guys have like really, really helped me grow as an artist. I've taken Cy's documentary class and his filmmaking class, and the filmmaking classes were actually made my first film, my first like 2 or 3 films, and that was like the funnest time like of my creative process as an artist. I produced a couple of documentaries, and that was my early stages of my early work, and people were like in awe of the product that I made, and I was in awe. And to me, it was basic, but I was still mesmerized about like how I captured the essence of like documenting a person and what they do, or like getting with a team and like we have a vision for a film. We actually sit down and write a script, and we actually go out and shoot it, and we actually sit and edit it, and we see it come to life. Right now, I'm pretty much in all realms of video production. I have to pay my bills, so I just recently shot like a couple recap videos. My main goal with filmmaking and video production is to, create films, narrative documentaries, music videos, commercials for products, fun stuff, fun creative stuff, and even my own little projects, whether it's a landscape style video. I really want to do like a beautiful landscape, like portrait video for our city, San Diego, where I just go around, film some of the like most iconic spots, get some good cinematography shots. But yeah, it's just now we're in a world where you can take a model and make a cool video, just by filming one person. So yeah, my goal is, like I said, just really create creative projects, and it doesn't have to be like a certain type of genre of film. It could be whatever. I just really want to make creative stuff. I've always been into hip hop. My mom was a hip hop head, hip hop R&B, so she actually gave us access to her music library as kids, and that is what helped like shape me and mold me to like the creative that I am today, is listening to that early hip hop music. Inspirations were like the hip hop artists like the Puff Daddies, the Jay-Z's, people who actually owned their own companies. I was inspired by film and like by a lot of like National Geographic documentaries and stuff like that, but to see people who look like me of our culture actually have ownership in something that was more geared towards hip hop. So those were the people that influenced me to actually start a business and like have ownership.
So what kind of obstacles have you overcome?
I mean, obviously like race always plays like a factor in some situations. I would say that's probably my biggest obstacle is race, and that's coming from interpersonal standpoint and an outside standpoint. So when I say interpersonal, me being black, coming from the area that I come from, we are not filmmakers in a sense. That's, you're looked at as you're different being a photographer and a filmmaker, because where we come from, everyone wants to play sports, everyone wants to be a rapper, they want to be, the general ideas of our culture. It's like they want to be that. So me deciding to be something different, always like, it plagued me for a long time where, I felt like I didn't have the confidence to like really be the best artist I could be because I felt people were looking at me differently, or I was viewed in a different light than some people. And then so, you know, that's like that's you just battling your own like fears in a sense. And then like race when it comes to, you know, me working at certain places, or I might go shoot in Del Mar and, you know, I might get trouble getting into the event because they feel like I shouldn't be there, or they're asking me, you know, why are you here? And that's a bad example to use Del Mar, but because that has happened to me in some of our own urban clubs where people of my own color are viewing me differently and asking me why am I here because they're not used to seeing me, a black photographer or a black video guy in their building. So, you know, it's like a culture shock to them. It goes both ways, you know, black people are not used to seeing that, and then white people are not used to seeing that. So, you know, I think that's one of my biggest challenges is that. This past weekend, I literally just worked for three or four different clients, you know, and I got like 2 or 3 new clients that I was working with. So yeah, it's just, like I said, it's really just about, you know, networking is really, really key. And the more you network, the more work you do, you're gonna find yourself doing bigger jobs. You're gonna work with clients who have bigger budgets, clients who have smaller budgets. Sometimes I work for $100, sometimes I work for $1,000, you know, so it all adds up at the end of the day. And dude, first year was rough, like rough for sure. I was barely making money off the video stuff, but I just continued with it. I like fought through the struggle, and then it started to like break through for me. So I started to like get more jobs, started to work with like different people, and here we are today.